it's Sarah Manning. It's Wednesday, one of my favorite time of the day on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I get to come and talk to you guys. If you all wonder why I'm always like incredibly smiley and happy when I'm coming on, when you see me on the show, it's because our amazing producer, Dave, always makes us laugh, and I always like to give him a shout out when when I'm thinking about it. But I'm always giggling and laughing hysterically because he's awesome. So just a shout out to Dave, and of course Connie too, because they're really great. So I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. I can tell you that we have had rain here the past few days, which is fantastic, which means the smoke is dissipating, which also means that I'm currently boiling my butt off right now because energy is coming in really strong, and which is always good for you guys, right? So that's fun. So I'm just currently waiting for some callers to come in. So if you're looking for free reading, you got to contact A1R Psychic Radio Network and get your name on the list. But while I'm waiting for a caller, which I'm super excited about, I wanted to tell you guys that if you're not able to get through on the radio station this way and you're still looking for a reading, you can always go to my website, and I have lots of different options. But let's say you work during the week, or you're just not able to have that telephone or one-on-one reading. I have this really great thing that came to me through Inspiration with Spirit, and I got to back up a little bit here, got a little too close. I call them my spirit journals, and what I do is I write down, sorry, you're probably getting glare off there, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. This is just one of the different options that I have, but I connect with your personal guides, and I write down all of their messages in this little book. And it's usually about anywhere between 11 to 15 pages of personalized messages that directly will help you in your life and on your path right now, which I love doing these. I think they're really great. I've sold probably over like 200 of them now since I launched them in January, I think was when I launched them. And they're a lot of fun for me to do. So if you're looking for information on that, you can either go to my website and look under readings under the tab journal, or you can directly Facebook message me, and I'm happy to direct that. They're currently available only in Canada and the US just for shipping reasons. But if you are living outside of that and you still want one, contact me directly and we can figure out what the shipping cost would be. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to share. Holy Hannah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm boiling. Okay, and I'm good for a caller whenever you guys are here, whenever you're good to call in. I'm super excited this week. I was a little tired today because I had a whole bunch of running around, so I drank a cup of coffee with caffeine, and I never do that. Hi, Shireen. I hear we have Shireen, and I'm sorry, I totally missed where you were calling from. Hi, Shireen.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am just fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
That is good. Where are you calling from?
Australia.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what time is it in Australia?
It's 11:30 in the morning.
11:30 in the morning. Oh, that is a great time to be up and awake. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel so excited that I have someone across the world with me today. That's amazing.
Well, that's excellent.
My mom was in Australia in December of last year, and she said it was the most beautiful place she's ever visited, and she just loved your country, and she didn't want to come home. She was there for 3 months.
Oh, yeah, it is really nice here.
Sorry, say that again?
Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I said it is very, very nice in Australia. It's a lovely place.
It is, yes, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm just I'm shuffling some cards here and just waiting for that connection to come through. And funny enough, I feel like I do have someone coming through, but before I talk about that, before I talk about sorry, I just saw a little note on my screen. I didn't quite catch it, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just shuffling some cards here for you today to give you some advice. And it's Shireen. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. What a beautiful name. I absolutely love that. Oh,
thank
okay.
you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm just Shreen, I have a question for you, and I do feel like I have a female coming forward for you. Has your mom passed?
My mum?
Yeah, has your mom passed away?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. I'm happy that she hasn't.
Yeah.
I just have a female. It's so funny because like every time I do mediumship like this, I get extremely nervous, and I'm like, oh my God, what if I'm wrong and stuff. But I know that there's a female coming forward for you really strongly. Is your grandma on your mom's side passed?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know her really well? Would that be correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I keep seeing random animals with her. Was she like very much an animal lover?
Yes, she was. Yeah, she always had animals. Yep.
Oh, I love that. That's really great. She must, and I feel like this is so like, how do I put this? I keep wanting to be like, well, that of course is what it is because you're in Australia, it's hot. But she just really must have loved being outside and loved the sun. Would that make sense for her?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. She shows me now. It's hard for me to relate to everything that she's showing me because it's such a different place where you guys are. But would you say that she enjoyed hiking and everything?
Not that I remember as too much.
Is it you that enjoys going out hiking?
Sorry?
Are you somebody that enjoys being outside and going on hikes and stuff? Would it be you?
Yeah, it could be. Yep.
Okay, I just see like this really beautiful kind of like rock formation and just going out and enjoying the hikes and stuff like that. So you must be quite the outdoors person as well.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. She passed quite some time ago. Is that correct?
No, actually, very recently.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that interesting? Would it be the fact, sorry, I had to move from my screen because your card fell out. Shreen, is it just that you're very much like, I would say just at peace with her passing, like you knew it was her time to go and that it was okay for her to go?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I think that's why, because I just feel so much peace about her passing, and as hard as it is and everything, it was just ended up being easier for her because she lived for quite a while. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to keep telling you that she's just she must have been really spunky. Like she's got a really good sense of humor and just kind of has this bit of a spunky attitude about her. Would that make sense for her?
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, she's still spunky on the other side and full of energy, and it's just really important for you to know that she's around and that she's like, I'm never leaving. There, I'm hanging out with them and we're having fun. So I'm just gonna, as I was shuffling your cards, the very first card that flew out, I'm just gonna show it to you. I hope you can see it because the glare on my with my lights is kind of bad right now, but it's what's called the first chakra or Archangel Michael card. And do you know anything about chakras at all, Shreen?
A little bit, not too much.
Okay, perfect. That's okay. You don't need to know a lot for this. But when it's talking about your first chakra, it's also what's called the root chakra. And I probably have personally two favorite chakras, and it's probably the root as well as the heart. But the root one is so important, or the base chakra or the first chakra or the red chakra, however you want to talk about it or label it, is so important because it's what keeps us really level and keeps us emotionally grounded and very stable. And it's interesting because as I talk about this, I feel that you're actually a pretty level person. Your emotions don't get the better of you. And you're pretty not disconnected from your emotions, but you understand your emotions very well. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Awesome. The one thing that I would encourage you about this card is to remember that it's still a good thing to reach out to other people and connect to other people and let them know how you're feeling about things, and not being afraid to open up about that, not just with someone that's really close to you, with you, but other people as well. And I keep wanting to be like, don't shy away from your feelings. Understand that you're allowed to have them, even if other people don't agree with them. Because I feel like even though you're very grounded, I feel like you keep your emotions or your feelings really close to the chest. Like it's almost something that's private to you. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does, definitely.
Okay. And that's okay. That's just, everybody's different and everybody has their own way to deal with things. But for you, I would encourage you to open up a little bit more about them and not be so hard on yourself about them, and reminding yourself that not all emotions make sense. Emotions are emotions. They're not logical. They just are what they are. And sometimes the other thing I want to remind you is right now, Archangel Michael is really strong with you. So sometimes, that's interesting. I just heard sometimes you really, you know that you can ask for help, but you just don't know how, or you don't know who to turn to, whether it's to a friend or whether it's energetically, because you're actually quite interested in how all of this energy stuff works. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Keep going with it. It's a learning process. It's like a bud. When we're on our journey, it's like a flower bud. It opens exactly when it should, and not a moment sooner. So even if you're like, well, I want to do it right, don't worry about doing it right. Just start moving on your journey. And if you don't know who to call on for assistance, Archangel Michael is the perfect archangel to call on, because he's like, I always call him the badass archangel. Because if you don't know who to call on specifically, he's the one to call on. You can be like, hey, Archangel Michael, I need a little bit of help here. Or you can just be like, Michael, come on, give me some love. I need to feel that, so that I feel more grounded, so that I feel more level, and I feel like more myself again. And so once you start doing that as practice, the other thing I want to tell you is keep believing and keep trusting, even on days where you feel like you've messed up, because you haven't messed up if you've learned from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Awesome. Perfect. Do you have any questions for me at all?
My health. Can you pick up anything on that?
I'm the medium or psychic that I struggle with health questions. I'll be completely honest. And the reason why is because the messages are so subjective. The only thing that I actually want, which is so interesting, but as I say that, I literally hear, Shireen, you need to drink more water. You're not drinking enough water. Are you someone that struggles with getting enough water into your system?
No, not really. I do drink a lot of water.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Are you not, or do you find that when you're working out or going hiking, perhaps you're not getting enough water? Because I keep wanting to be like, you're drinking enough, but at the same time, when you increase your activity, you need to increase your water intake.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like usually, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't usually comment on health because it's so subjective. But at the same time, usually when I say that, something will come in, and I actually don't feel like there's all that much to worry about in regards to your health. I'm not sure if there is something that's concerning you, but I just feel really calm and really quiet about it. So I think, as hard as it is and as challenging it is, the worst thing we can do is worry about things that are not in our control. So when you just focus your mind on having good health, you'll have that. That doesn't mean you'll have perfect health. Of course, there's things that will, we're human, so we have these human frail bodies. But if you just take the time to focus on that, you're good to go.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much for calling, Shireen. And it was such a pleasure to talk to Australia today. Thank you so much. I'm talking to you, and I hope you have an excellent day.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. And I hear we have Wendy from North Carolina. Hi, Wendy.
Yes. Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
Are you having a bad day?
every day it's hard for me to function every day. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I am sending you tons of love and I'm sending you big hugs. And I truly believe that as soon as I say that, I believe it comes to you. So, as soon as I connect with you and as soon as I talk to you, I keep wanting to tell you, you really don't have to worry about doing what's so-called the right things the right way. You need to figure out what is good for you in all areas of your life. Because I feel like you've always had this, like little voice in your head telling you, oh, you could have done that better, or you should have done this better, or, if you had tried harder or pre-planned things, you could have done that better as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, I've made a lot of bad choices. So now I'm just kind of at a point in my life where I just want to do what's right for me and my kids, and I'm kind of confused right now on which direction I want to go.
Okay.
So, I'm in a good spot right now. I'm doing well, but I want to. This is not where I want to be forever, so I'm kind of confused on which direction to go.
Okay, perfect.
As far as
Let's get some clarity. The first thing that I want to talk to you about, Wendy, is sometimes the hardest, you know how when somebody hurts us or does something, but we love them and we forgive them very easily because we love them, right? So we say, it's okay, I love you, let's move forward. I want to keep telling you that you need to do that for yourself. Because even though I think that you've recognized that forgiveness has happened for yourself, a part of you is still, but I should have known better. And forgiveness is it's okay, because every step that I have taken, good, negative, bad, whatever, has led me to where I am now, has given me children, has given me lots of lessons, and has taught me how to land on my own 2 feet very independently. Those are something to even, it's like being a diamond in the rough. So right now you're starting to get all shiny and everything because you're realizing that everything that has happened hasn't happened to you personally. It's just of choices that you've made. So you have to forgive yourself for the past as well as anybody else that's involved in it. Does that make sense? Do you understand that?
Yes, I stay in a lot of fear of like the unknown. So that's why I say it's hard for me to function, because I have a lot of anxiety all the time, and it's a lot of it's surrounded by my kids for some reason. And it's just like I always think something's going to happen. So it's kind of hard for me, I just have really bad anxiety, and I have a lot of guilt from some of the things that I have done. And now it's like, okay, it's like I'm running out of time. I just want to get, I want to get somewhere. I want to make my kids happy. I want to just, it's like, I can't describe it.
No, I can appreciate what you're saying, and I understand a bit of it and everything, but I can understand what you're saying for sure. But what I want to remind you is that in those moments, let's say you've done, in your mind, you have done some really terrible things and you just wish that you could go back. But the thing is, you can't go back. But let's face it, you did the best you could with what you had in those moments. So I think that's where you've got to start accepting that and understanding that, because and even if you're like, well, I should have taken choice A because I knew that was a better choice, but I chose B because it was selfish and that's what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. That's okay. And I'm not saying that you were being selfish, but you have to remember that in that moment, that was what was best for you. And what you did was just okay, and you can't change it, so you can't keep beating yourself up over it. And the other thing too is when there's kids involved, you have to remember that you still have good kids, even though they make different choices or there's other things going on. You still have to remember that you love them, and that's the bottom line. Do you understand that? Like, does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is part of your journey, Wendy. This is 100% part of your journey to understand forgiving other people, forgiving yourself, and letting go of the guilt and anxiety, because guilt and anxiety, it can be energetic, but a lot of that is also fear. And when we've lived in fear for so long, it's hard to pop out of that vibration. But the minute you start putting yourself down, that's when your higher self is going, hey, let's bring this back to love. And it's hard. It's not always the easiest easiest thing to change our vibration, because as a society we live in fear. But if you recognize, the more you recognize it, the faster you'll see the change, and the faster you'll be able to pull yourself out of that slump. But it takes time. Since I became aware of it, it's taken me like a good 5, maybe 6 years to really be able to pull my mind out of that fear trap. But the more you trust it, the easier it gets and stuff. But what's really nice is so the card that popped out for you is Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And it makes 100% sense to me, or 100% sense to me for you to have this card. I'm sorry, I can tell that it's not very clear on my screen if you see that video later. But I think the thing that you have to remember is that you're kind of trapped in a little room right now of doubt, fears. We always think, I should have been better, because especially in today's society, we're always striving to be better. But the thing about being in that little room, what's really exciting is you have the choice to open that door and being okay with that. So you're there right now. I feel like you're standing in front of the door, and I feel like you've opened it a crack, but you have to completely open it. And the other thing about this is when we open that door, what we're doing is we're basically saying, I'm ready for healthy love in my life, but that healthy love in your life is not necessarily love, or it's a love for yourself, a healthy love for yourself, which is the cornerstone to a really good, happy life. And that is going to be as easy or as difficult as you would like it to be. So sometimes, when we're growing up, the scariest thing that sometimes we did was learning how to ride a bike without training wheels. So first we put the training wheels on, we learn how to ride the bike, and then eventually the training wheels come off. And even though we know we can ride the bike, when those training wheels are first off, we're a little wobbly, we're a little shaky, but then we just go and we're like, wow, I never needed those training wheels, I'm good. So right now you're kind of at the training wheel stage, and that's okay. Even if you're an adult and you still got those training wheels, it doesn't matter, because what matters is that you're going forward and you're recognizing that the wheels are there. And that means that you're getting a good support system. You're starting to take care of yourself. I just heard getting clean. Like, are not necessarily with drugs, but like clean can be like clean eating, clean frame of mind, clean emotions, learning how to love yourself more. Does that so far all make sense? Like, can you relate to all of that so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, I guess it's with myself. Like I said, I stay in fear a lot. I'm not really sure. I just stay in fear of, not knowing what's
Do you
want
to change that up? Sorry, do you want to change that up? Or some people don't, and that's okay. That's your personal choice.
Oh, I would love to.
Okay, perfect. So this is what you're going to do. This is what I'm going to task you with for the next while, is as soon as you wake up in the morning and you go to the bathroom and you start getting ready, I want you to find one feature on yourself that you are going to say, you are rocking that. One of my really good friends, she was having a bad day, and she's like, there is nothing that I see in the mirror that I like. And I was like, what about your eyebrows? Your eyebrows are amazing. She's like, yeah, I do love my eyebrows. And I was like, so every day you're going to start off by saying, I am rocking these eyebrows. I am rocking these eyebrows, and I'm kicking ass. So find one thing that you absolutely love about yourself. And anytime you start putting yourself down or being like, Wendy, you should have known better, or Wendy, you should have made better choices, be like, yeah, I maybe could have, but I'm rocking these eyebrows, and that's what matters. Do you think you can do that every day?
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. And then what you're going to start doing is after a week or even 2 weeks after doing that every day, you're going to add one more thing in. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm rocking this hair too. Yeah, I love my eyebrows, or I love my nose, and I'm rocking this hair too. I got some really nice hair, and I take care of myself. And then what happens is that is a slow step to changing your vibration. And the more you change your vibration into love, the less fear, the less anxiety that you will have. Okay?
Okay.
I wish you nothing but the best, Wendy. I think you're going to rock it, especially since you've got the card telling you that you're right in front of that door to personal healing and happiness. And that also gives you an idea that your happiness is in your hands, which is always encouraging to know as well. Life doesn't happen to us personally. Life just happens as a result of our decisions. And we just have to kind of learn to live with the consequences of those decisions, whether they're good, whether they're bad. And I don't even like saying that we've made bad decisions. I think we just have an experience. We just have a lesson to move from. So that's everything that I have for you out of that card. And I hope that I'm sending you tons of love, and I wish you nothing but the best on that.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Wendy, for calling. I really appreciate it. I've got 30 seconds for everybody, so I really appreciate your call.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, Wendy. And thank you to everybody else that joined me today. I love my show. Love and light to all of you as always. And I can't wait to see you next Wednesday. It's going to be a great day. So anybody in Canada, have a great long weekend, because I know we all have it. And everybody else going to school, have fun in school.